Thank you, Brad and Christie. And here's a nice gesture of solidarity. I remember hearing Andre Agassi after September 11 saying, we're all soldiers against terrorism. Here we go. Scott Jeffrey bounces the footy. It's the old firm, Collingwood and Brisbane. Brisbane have got the footy through Black. Voss has started up in the 50. McGrath with Swan on his hammer. Swan keeps him honest, does well. Lockyer. Prestigiacomo for Johnson and runners. Swan has it now. Good authoritative takeaway by Collingwood and Travis Cloke on the end.
And Joel McDonald running with Travis Cloke in the absence of Leppich.
He's a long way from home and he finds Leon Davis. The quick dish over to Burns. Looks into the pocket. Misses the target. Mark dropped. Now Burns has another crack at it. Play on, says the umpire. Hacked out of the pack by Drummond to half back. Lappin can't control it. Now attacking it is McDonald. Voss, foot out the handle. Sensational stuff to Lappin. That was a whipping handle. Now Powell can load up. He slips as he kicks. Lappin has another go at it. Game tackle. Holland holds him up. Now he wrecks the ball out. Got it out to Swan. Left foot kick to half back out of the space. Running on it is Maxwell. He'll get there first with the boundary line beaten. It will.
Well, how's this for a start? That's the most electrifying minute I've seen in footy for a while.
It's been a hot football and, well, we thought it would be that way. Big crowd here and big anticipation with these two teams. Great rivalry, great recent rivalry.
Brown's on ball. Prestigiacomo has Bradshaw. Wakeland has Merritt. And we've got a little bit more breathing space by the look of it.
And Luke Power starting in the back pocket for Brisbane. Leon Davis, his opponent.
Those matchups at the moment are only while Brown is going to run around this midfield for a while.
Lucuria has him at the left of that contest, and Brown lays a big tackle.
Blackie against you! Thanks, guys. Wicker, you've got it. Go back. Not against you, Brownie.
Might be at the moment. When Brown goes forward, I'll be more than interested to see the changes Collingwood have to make at the back.
The umpire said it's not against Brown. Who do you think it's Collingwood free?
Who do you think get Brown, Malcolm?
I think still Presti.
Burns the big lob and Cloke on it to find that.
Interesting that let McDonald get the job playing at centre half back. He's much smaller than Travis Cloke.
Tim and I talked about it in the preview. I thought young Merritt might have got to go there.
Geez, fancying himself as Anthony Rocker here from outside 50. He just got the distance, or did he? It's still alive. It's still alive.
To start Darryl White on the interchange bench. We thought White perhaps could be played at centre half back as well, but White hasn't played league football for a couple of months.
It'll be Keating against Fanning. Back of the pack, Fanning got a tap on it. Got the handball out, but Keating's there for Brisbane. Shrugs the Johnson tackle. Now on the left to the wing. It's a one-on-one contest here. Bradshaw could mark up the menace. Can't control it. Spills to Lucuria. To Holland, having a wonderful season. Pumps it back inside 50. Rosling's outnumbered. Power front and centre. He can't control it. Attacking with Burns. Powers in the end. Brilliant stuff to Keating. A high ball in the middle. Can't let any finish Holland. Can't take the mark. Gathered by McGrath. Quick hands to Rodgers. He has a bounce. There's no one home. So he kicks long. It's bouncing. And Maxwell will concede to the Holland. Electric stuck in together.
Oh, and a great effort by Ekamattis in the centre there to get a spoil on. It looked as if it'd be a certain Collingwood mark. And here we see Powell playing in that back pocket, setting up Keating for the clearance.
Kick in premature, so the ball to come back. Tim Notting 1-6 from running shots this year. I will attribute that as a rush behind rather than his 7th on the run for the year. Lockyer has a good target in Wakeland and hits him perfectly. Brisbane, if you were watching last Saturday night, you'll recall absolutely overpowered Melbourne early. Collingwood standing up to them in the early minutes, but they're very early. Cloke is giving them a terrific target. Couldn't hang on there. McDonald did well, and Notting in support. Back to McDonald. Now Michael, getting a long way from goal. And Johnson likewise. Terrific step from the Brisbane defence. Good effort by Wakeland. It looked as though it was going to lob on Bradshaw's chest. It's a test of strength early. Bradshaw. Keating. Black has to go into the non-preferred. Has directions. Goes out wide to the lead of Brown. He'll get there on the first bounce. Props. Not sure what to do with it. Gives it to a skipper. That goes over his head to Powell.
Oh, tackle!
Not that good anyway. He plays on to Ackermanis. He will not up directly in front, kicking from 50 out.
And that's what they were desperately trying to do, the Lions. Get somebody set up for a mark inside the forward 50. Carousella coming at 100 miles per hour from behind, giving away that free kick. And then Power has the composure to set up Ackermanis directly in front.
And that is very Ackermanis-like, who was at one stage this season 300 to 1 for the Brownlow. Now he's the second favourite at $7. Did he get on?
I was going to say, he's ever done it.
I wish I did. He's 3 goals, 5 from set shots. We are familiar with those phenomenal snaps and running goals, but from the set position... Oh, now is that permissible? That is extraordinary. It's a rush behind. The Merritt must have been within 2 metres. Right through that thing.
Go on there, Ashley, thank you. He's right, he's
I
right.
thought he was...
He's a big man, Tim.
What's he that? He's not that big.
I don't think he's that big.
Madness by Loney, Chris Giacomo, ganged up on Selwood, Black, Martin, Brisbane up in the ante. And targets everywhere. Corey the line.
The pressure's been enormous in this first 5 minutes, hasn't it? I mean, it's just been a terrific effort as we watch this in replay. That is just a wonderfully timed jump.
So play on had been called against Clement because of the time he'd taken. So Merritt seized upon that. Hence he was allowed to get that close. Once upon a time he couldn't get within 10 metres of the edge of the square. I think these days it might be 5. Now Corey. Man on the mark, 40 out. The Lions have the first of the night.
And the 2 youngsters, Corey and McGrath, great pace, great awareness, and their form's been really good. They've been a part of the re-emergence of Brisbane. So's that young fella Selwood with the tap out. And a young veteran running, just setting up that goal. But lovely kick. He can kick the football. Very dangerous player.
Brisbane doing all the attacking.
And Jonathan Brown continues to stay in at the centre bounces. His on-ball opponent is Lucuria.
Keating won it comfortably. Handball it out cleverly to Notting, to Brown, to Ackermanis. Throws it on the left, inside 50, Merritt in front. For the ball is Swan. Mops up. Maxwell runs back into traffic, switches, looks for Lucuria, and does it well. Nice batting there, taken by Paul Lucuria. And still it's Lucuria and Brown. Collingwood starting bravely. Brisbane turning up the wick here. Swan for Lucuria. They're coming at him. Lockyer. Collingwood needs steadiness here. Good pressure from Brisbane. Holland and Johnson. The pressure telling. Well done, Corey. Collingwood win it back. Holland. Fanning now. Nodding more mobile, but Fanning held his nerve. Did well for Loney, who made a mistake a moment ago. Now he can do some damage. He can kick these from outside 50. The big launch. Not quite.
You like to see that though, Malcolm, don't you? Loney, that's his go. He can run and he can kick long.
Absolutely.
And some worries for the Magpies with Rusling having treatment on what looks to be an AC joint.
He just hurt his shoulder in a marking contest, Stephen. He's come off for some quick treatment.
Lappin marks at half back. To the wing is Selwood. And looses McGrath.
Touch it here, Collingwood.
He puts it into the pocket. Voss is by himself. He stands his ground. Good spoil in the end from Giacomo. Just didn't quite do enough, did he, Malcolm?
It was a centimetre out. Just see that whole movement unfold then. The Brisbane skill was fantastic. Voss came back hard, and Preston just got him.
Just in the nick of time. Speak of Voss, here he is again. Ackermanis on the left. Impossible angle. He straightens it up, but not enough.
Big night for Brody Holland running with Jason up the witness, the in-call play at the form too for the Magpies. This will be a great contest.
Did Klaus that as an unforced error from McManus?
Absolutely. I thought he should have gone with a check side or banana kick from the boundary line.
That's fine.
It's almost predictable, isn't it? It's strange to see him miss. Now, this is Maxwell with Brisbane applying fierce pressure to Collingwood. And this phase of play will shape the match. Fanning pushing Brown out. And he gets the OK from Scott Jeffrey.
Wow, was that within 5 metres?
Probably not.
Thanks, Becky.
Mercurial. Swan. Johnson. Collingwood building again. Confident running from Johnson. Tarrant and Lockyer can line them up, and he's a good kick.
And it was a good centred ball, put to a dangerous spot.
Wow. It was a fair time delay even in slow motion for that ball to get there.
The umpire was directly adjacent. But when they talk about 2 actions, Malcolm, well, there were at least 2 there. So Lockyer to kick Collingwood's first. Important moment for the Magpies. They needed better.
So Drummond to do the kicking in, playing just his 8th game of AFL football.
And a big responsibility that they've given him, Malcolm. I think Chris Johnson got to a stage where he's happy to give it up.
And you get a bit predictable. They've been exposed for 5-6 years in finals, so a lot of people have done a number on it.
Johnson will have the second kick.
Oh,
And it's an absolute pearl. Puts it right down the throat of McGrath, who waits back. Come on, look at this. Corrie's about 25 metres forward from his nearest opponent. Carousella gets back. Corrie pops it over the top. How about this? Drummond's runs out from full back. He can almost line up from the 50. Drummond goes for home. He shanks it. But gee, it was great hard running from the youngster Josh Drummond. How about that?
Fantastic. The only good thing I know is it's easier kicking out from full back than kicking a goal, Robert. That obviously proves it.
Yes, that's the worst kick I've seen him do.
He didn't get a lot during the game, though.
Here's Leon Davis providing a target at the kick in, trying to give some run, but Power has him cornered. Loney can't really run on there because he'd be running onto his right foot. So Collingwood checked in their tracks.
Actually, Tim, just going back to that Drummond kick, I mean, he's probably run 160 metres. No wonder why he couldn't kick it. He couldn't get his legs off the ground.
Well, that's going to be tough for Carousella. 2 against him. Oh, the bounce was all the beating. Adcock giving it off. Black keeping it alive.
Gee, that's the confidence in the schools, isn't it? Because Mel Michael just a metre in front of Tarrant.
And he gives it to Power. And that's a very clever kick, and that's a free kick.
Push, go now, quickly. Thank you.
And Johnson is the recipient. He's got runners on out wide. One of them's Notting, and that's who he kicks it to. So he can line up here as a fucking kick to Notting, but he goes short.
Brown is Scott Clement. So there's a minor surprise. Not really, because he's a champ, but how highly is he rated, Clement, in the Collingwood team?
Jamie Charman has just come on.
Thanks, Leon. You're right there.
I think he's the best ruckman in this Brisbane lineup, and he is absolutely chafing at the bit, wants to get into it.
Adcock pops it over the top to Lappin. Oh, he got past Maxwell. No, he didn't, but he went on the left into the pocket. And found McGrath, who was on a very, very tight angle. Ash McGrath.
Well, Corrie and McGrath, the 2 Brisbane half forwards, they've just been given far too much space by their opponents. Corrie playing on Maxwell, McGrath on Swan.
McGrath has kicked 20 goals, 12 this season, a conversion rate of 63%. Doesn't want to have a shot at goal, so the mean he might be forced to.
The most difficult pocket on this ground for some reason. See very few goals kicked from this side.
But he's going to have a ping. It'll take his very best. There he is, big Jamie Charman.
Yes, and they need him in this team. I think Charman keeping with McLaren on the bench is probably the way to go for this Brisbane team.
Back from a broken leg against the Hawks.
Not off, Anthony. That's fine there. That's fine.
Not off.
Play on.
It was the ruling from the umpire. Wakeman was very close to it. Back to Clement, stepping around with exuberant merit and delivering perfectly for O'Brien. Of course, started his career with Brisbane. Like his skipper Buckley. Maxwell, not the carry he needed, and Brisbane can make him pay. Johnson to McGrath, and Bradshaw. Was he pushed? Yes, he was.
Contact on the front.
Just 10 targets as they go forward.
I wouldn't think he could kick a goal from there. The man on the mark is outside 50, and he's right now standing outside the boundary. Selwood still too far out. Brisbane work it patient. Lappin still outside 50. Brisbane 1-5. The Magpies goalless so far. He's after Brown. Well grab. Maxwell, Collingwood with numbers. Brisbane with pressure. O'Brien. Dangerous. Lappin. Still Brisbane applying the pressure. Collingwood with almost every man in the defence of 50. Clogging it up. Voss. Grazing. Long. Hard. And handsome.
The lead from Michael Voss. He seemed to hold it forever, and that is a dead set one-step kick that has gone 50 good ones. Have a look at that. There's power, and perhaps because he's not building himself around the middle as much now, still got some of those stinks.
Wasn't 15 metres, so Voss had to play on, and as Melton called it, one step, to be able to drill a ball 50 metres off one step is quite unique.
Bit of life in those legs, yes.
Have a look at him just at the back there. This is a different Michael Voss we're seeing. We saw his legs in the back now. He's just standing out now. We know he can go in. We know all the curries that he's had, but he's starting to play really smart and hurt opposition sides.
Play on!
Extends his career, Malcolm.
Oh, absolutely.
Knock it out!
Soccer off the ground by O'Brien. Maggies need a goal. They're not going to get it here. It's Powell. And he switches and does it nicely. Johnson free again to Lappin, who's really starting to wind up now in season 2005. To half forward, Holland. Out to Cloak. Bravely puts his head over the ball, but can't control it. Now up and now, Lappin again. Short. Corey plays on. Has another crack at it. Gets the free kick.
He is
Nice shot! Right there! Play
He's
on!
improving the play.
Voss again, sitting this one out.
That's when Brown's at his most dangerous, when he's running back with the clock of the ball and he's got his opponent underneath him, and he just puts a little bit of a lean on Clement, and there is just no way known they can get an effective spoil on him, and he just judges that to perfection. And again, Voss, the long kick, just a little bit of a push off, running back with the flight, so typical of a Wayne Carey mark.
Well, this is fearsome stuff. So much like last week, Brisbane going for the jugular in the first 15 minutes. They're overwhelming Collingwood. Tight angle, booming kick. He's banged that right out of bounds on the foot.
Got the old Vass on the eyes. You don't see that too often in modern football. The Vaseline landed over the eyes, boys. That used to do that, didn't you, in Millbank?
No. I was going to say, one of the things is when you have a mark like that, or Brown's been on ball, you get a bit tired. So your leg kicking for goal sometimes, great kick, you actually get a bit tired and your mechanism doesn't quite work.
Swan at half back for Collingwood. Long kick, looks for Cloak and takes a beauty. She's playing all right, the youngster. Travis Cloak. No, what's he playing to the Brisbane player?
And in front, Sterling.
Yeah, I thought he got over the top and held on it, but anyway.
Well, his brother makes amends.
Yep, footy gloves got him back.
Cameron Cloak. Jason missing. Had plenty to say this morning, though, in the papers.
Play on!
This is Egan. Kicks to half forward. Looks for Cloak once again. He got the free this time at the arms hat.
No, Mark's back here! Drummo! Back here, mate! Go out!
Because McDonald knows
That's it.
that his opponent's bigger and stronger, so the kid will just slap at the arms more than go
Drummo,
at the
that's
ball.
right in there!
This is where I really would like to see merit on him now. I think the point's been proven, Robert.
He started well, hasn't he?
Now, is he within range? He loads up. It's a long ball from 60. Got the distance in the end, but only a point.
He's showing some leadership for an 18-year-old, isn't he? Yeah. Buckley's on and Selwood has picked him up.
Yes, Selwood gets the tagging job on the opposition's best midfielder week in, week out, and that's a credit to the young fella, young boy from Bendigo. His twin brother playing for the West Coast Eagles. But I thought that as soon as Buckley hit the turf, Selwood would take him.
Stabbing kick from Drummond, and that is just perfection itself to Johnson. And here's Selwood with Cameron Cloak closing the door on. Power. And Brisbane transferring defence into attack rapidly. McGrath rushing there. Carousel, three of them come at him. Running through the score. Noggin. Oh, this is brilliant. Johnson with one hand. And one hand.
And one of the clever things about that is he didn't slap at the ball. He just let the ball come into his arm, right into his palm. Yep, watch this. That was a floating kick from Power. And great play, great pressure here. Carousel really know. But he actually didn't try and grab the mark. He just tried to control it. Great skill.
Fancy himself at square leg, catching a Michael Vaughan hook shot for Brisbane's third. Well, they're in the horrors.
The only thing, Tim, we've got the Brisbane defenders running the length of the ground. We've seen Drummond do it. We've seen Chris Johnson do it. Looks fantastic, is fantastic. They haven't been able to finish off.
Well, this season, Brisbane are number one in the competition in accuracy, kicking at 64%, but at the moment they've got 2 goals, 6.
I'll tell you what, if it keeps going down their end, they're going to get some more. They'll straighten that up.
Lockyer takes the ball to the wing. Looks for Burns. Excellent kick.
Travis Cloak is crossed back to the goal square. McDonald continues to play on him.
That's it, mate. Thank you.
Scott Burns averaging 19 disposals, 5 marks and 3 clearances this season. And a very consistent year as he pops it into the goal square. Davis from behind couldn't take the hanger. And the Brisbane Lions out of danger again. Black looks for Voss. Great contest with Lockyer.
Good contest, guys.
Well, it ended up Davis and Carousel having to fly for that long kick because Tarrant and Travis Cloak both led upfield. The leads were ignored. And Burns in the end dobbed it on top of the heads of 2 smaller players.
So often Davis just fails to finish those moments. Brisbane free kick. Charlton. And the ball will feel good in his hands. Goes for the big man Brown. Clement pressuring him, taking him into a Channel 10 officials or sound operators, or what's he doing over there, Cordes?
It was actually us, Tim. We're okay.
It was you. It was after you.
Yeah, we're all right, though.
Did you give him the stand?
No, I didn't. He's a bit bigger than me.
Charlton to Black. Scott. Ackermanis from just outside 50. That's a huge kick with the left foot. Another behind. He's kicked 3.
I've still been impressed with Collingwood, though. I think they've been a bit stiff with a few shots. I know Brisbane have, but they actually could have got more than what they've got.
Holland short to Loney. So the Magpies can pinch one here. They've had almost a win this quarter. Kicks like that, though.
They're after you, Brad.
Yes, almost copped it again. Notice Christie's not whinging, though.
No, she has hurt a knee. She's telling me she's got a bruise.
Cloak against Jarman. Soccer off the ground by Scott.
Yeah, Brad Scott has come on and he's picked up Nathan Buckley. So a couple of old warriors there.
So less than 90 seconds to go. Brisbane have dominated the quarter. Collingwood would give a lot for a goal. Whatever, they don't want to concede one. Cloak's been terrific. Travis. Now Lucuria. Collingwood have a chance. Johnson and Johnson. And I'm not talking about
Just a good defensive spoil. Does the right thing at the right time. Percentage play. Just in the back position. Belts it out of play. And I reckon Collingwood's Johnson has been moved on to Brisbane's Johnson because Chris Johnson's been getting so much of the ball.
It's a fair shoulder over his line too, right?
Travis Cloak puts it inside 50. Drummond decides to go the fist. Egan's there. So is Johnson. And his counterpart again, and we'll have another throw in. So into the last minute. Inside, Collingwood's attacking 50. Goal here would be a huge bonus for the Pies.
Chris Johnson with 7 disposals in this first quarter.
Back of the pack. There's another one. Scott to Lappin. Good hands by Lappin under pressure. And he's away. He's got McDonald in support. Short to Voss. Back to Lappin. Maybe one last roll of the dice here for the Lions as Lappin goes inside 50. Ackermanis. What about that for a perfectly weighted kick?
Ben Johnson in big trouble. The player was on his knees for a long time.
Ackermanis short. And he finds McGrath.
And that's terrific of Ackermanis to pass that ball off because he's been in red-hot form. He's been amongst the goals. Everybody's talking about him. He would have been justified to go back and have a shot.
I agree, yeah.
So Ash McGrath is only 30 metres from goal. Should nail this.
They've been threatening and Collingwood have been able to hold and have some sort of control, but in the end you look at the scoreboard and you say not so much 3 goals to none but 10 scoring shots to 3, and that is a domination.
So it's a 22-point buffer to the Lions. That'll be the score at quarter time. 3-7 will play 3 behinds. As I said, 10 scoring shots to 3 that team.
Well, yeah, one of the great stats is if Brisbane Lions have been inside their 450 14 times and scored 10 times. I mean, that is a huge strike rate going through your forward 50. That's been the difference. I can imagine him going back.
James Clement picks up ground again.
Selwood on the field running with Buckley.
Tough for the young Collingwood ruckman. Fanning and Cameron Clark. They've got Keating and Charman. Rough and tough coming at them. Collingwood win it away though. Holland. Drummond covers. And Brisbane retain control. Notting and Loney. Good tackle by Loney. Buckley capitalising. Loney to Fanning. Made it hard for him. Has to go back and get it. Holland. Johnson. Collingwood reloading. Holland again. Davis arriving hard. Power making the spoil. Drummond. Power. And finally Brisbane are in the clear. Adcock and Ackermanis.
So what can Ackermanis do? He looks for Lappin. Good spoil by Rowe. Notting follows up. Well done by Holland though. Playing well again over to Clement. Long high ball. Tarrant runs hard and receives. He's gone short on Carousella. It's a dangerous kick, but it comes off from Tarrant. Something a bit short probably. It was around the corner kick, but he found his teammate in Carousella, the former Lion, who will have a shot, I reckon.
Well, he's in pretty good goal-kicking form. He's kicked 30 goals this year for the Magpies, and in fact, I think he's had a very good first half of the season. And the man with the football, he's played under three pretty good captains, Hurd, Voss and Butler.
He's kicked 30 goals, 16 this season. He's second in the AFL in goal assists. He is having an excellent year. Carosella, he's missed everything. Still alive. Johnson breaks a couple of tackles. And out of trouble.
Comfortably out of trouble by the look of it. Voss to power. And now Drummond. Notting running for him if he wants him. He does. Brisbane a team completely in control.
Once again, that kick from that pocket. Another goal missed from that pocket. It is a strange pocket.
Collingwood have had a few scoring chances, but it's as though Brisbane are deep inside their heads, and when the chances have come, Collingwood haven't been able to make the most of them. Keating gives back to Notting.
Brisbane with just 2 players in their forward 50. Jonathan Brown, who's broken on the lead, and Daniel Merritt's the other one.
Helicopter ball, hard to mark. Brown, quick hands, but a little smother in there. It's a dangerous hand pass.
That's a huge win for Brisbane there. Great smother there, and really they could have raffled this everywhere, and the young fella got lost.
Here's Fanning. And he's lost again, and Keating kicks a goal. Or does he? He doesn't. 11 shots to 3.
The last time the Magpies were held goalless in a quarter was back against Fremantle. They kicked 3 behinds in the first quarter against the Dockers. We know what happened that day. They lost by 112.
Gee, that's a gutsy kick in. Long down the middle, completely surrounded by 4 lines.
Keating took the mark to Johnson. Now Lockyer wins it back for Collingwood. To Fanning, squeezes the kick out. To Tarrant. He gets his second touch this quarter and his second for the match. Inside 50, Carosella can't mark. Power will get there first. To Voss. Starts to give away a point.
And I think Luke Power enjoying that running defence. 9 disposals, and we're only into the 4th minute of this second quarter.
I must say, a former assistant coach at Geelong, Dennis Davey, when he was coaching, his greatest fear was that he'd never kick the goal in the team that he was coaching. He had a huge fear of it. Never kick a goal in a game.
That his team would never kick a goal.
That his team would never kick a goal.
What makes you mention that right now, Malcolm?
Did it ever happen?
No, it wouldn't happen here.
Brisbane cutting through the corridor. Here's Bradshaw. He had to sit. Took it beautifully. He's got Merritt on the lead. And that's where he's gone. And he's got it.
Look at what they've done, Brisbane. They've just given enormous space in front of Merritt and Jonathan Brown. Bradshaw playing up across the half-forward line. And just 2 big targets to aim at. The other Brisbane players are disciplined to keep out of the forward 50. They wait until the ball goes in and then they run onto it in case there's a spill. But the boy with the footy, Daniel Merritt, he is an absolute big unit. Down on the ground with Quarters. We were watching in the warm-up. We were just amazed how big he was.
Another miss. 3-9 to 4 behind. We've had 3 goals, 13 in a bit over a quarter of football.
Clement, almost mucked it up. Had time to recover. And cool under pressure. His kick finds Rowe. To the wing, Holland. And he chips to Lockyer. So this is a nice build-up from the Pies. Can they go? Handball comes to Tarrant. Long ball into the pocket. Davis, Carosella. Again, big fist.
Well, again, discipline. You see Chris Johnson put the fist on when he's caught behind. Luke Power does the same. Comes from behind to help his teammate. Adcock's been playing on Carosella. They just support each other.
big chance here for the Pies. Now, is that a high tackle? Oh, gee. Well,
Just bump the head
not
there.
right in it. Carousel will take it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Bump to the side of the head, Simon.
Let's have a look here. Oh, well, to the letter of the law, I guess it was there, but Malcolm and Robert are just sitting there,
Well,
looking very glum.
I wish I got a few of those, Rob.
So Blake Carousel, the chance here, the big chance for the Pies to get on the scoreboard with a goal. Chillies is a wonderful kid. And they give a goal away. And the Magpies catching the disease as well. 3-9 plays 5 behind. Bad miss from Blake Carousel.
Carousel and Lockyer. Travis Cloak have missed from set shots. Loney's missed one on the run that he would normally kick. It's not
Chris,
to
that's it.
suggest
Hold there, mate.
that Collingwood ought to be other than try.
George, mate,
Brisbane have
thanks.
been very much their master early.
And Tim, there's not a breath of wind out there, by the way, so
Perfect conditions,
Chris.
although there was some rain forecast by a taxi driver.
many things forecast by a taxi driver tonight.
Johnson to Lappin. Carousel in the way, needed to be brave, kept his nerve. Voss, hopefully, Collingwood had it covered. Lockyer. A swamp. Or rather row for Clement.
Just very slow moving it forward, going out wide, the Magpies.
Johnson being in front of who went about a foot on it. Clement and Brown, this will be interesting. The physical outcome was inevitable, and Drummond drives it home.
Well, he's getting some touches tonight, Rob. I mean, this has been a bit impressive. I've seen him a few times. He's got some touches, but he's got some really running touches tonight.
Well, again, he's come from the last line of defence into the forward 50. Wonderful signs.
Well, the Collingwood pass was cut off by Johnson, and in the end it was his fellow defender, Ian Drummond, kicking the goal. Lions by 28. Somehow, somewhere, the Magpies need to manufacture a goal. Buckley puts it inside 50, but there's the man again. This is disposal number 13 and mark number 8.
Chris.
Donald to half back to Adcock. Over the top to the run of Blake. Inside 50. Sizzling to Daniel Bradshaw.
Chris Johnston's decision to hold the ball up just to that touch in a second, just open that whole play up. Black was the initial kick target, got half covered, and then he's kept on running, and they honoured him. Look at that for skill. That is a sensational kick.
29 goals, 11, Daniel Bradshaw, converting at 73%, a career best. And the Brisbane Lions equal best last week, 9 goals against the Demons.
Whilst all this is going on, the interchange is being used. Ackermanis having a spell. Keating goes off, who started as #1 ruckman. Jamie Charman comes on. Sherman coming on for Brisbane.
He wears long laces. Maybe he plans on tying his opponent up if he gets the better of him.
Daniel Bradshaw. Going to miss the target. It's a mark. Taken by Merritt on the last line, is it? Yes, he's been put round on the ball. Trying to wrangle, but it won't bother him. He's at point blank range.
They've got 3 big fellas in that forward line. Merritt, who's huge. Jonathan Brown, who is huge and extremely good. And the amazing thing with Daniel Bradshaw, who kicked that ball, he weighs in at 100 play, so he's bigger than you think.
So Merritt from point blank after a big contested mark.
spring. And that's not a bad jump, is it? At his size, if he can jump that high consistently, he's going to outweigh most of them out reaching. But I still would like to see him in another position as his development continues.
We make sure our eyes on the footy fellas when we look at it. Just one for the light radio.
The Lions have won their last 4 matches by an aggregate of 240 points. And this one is heading in the same sort of direction. Not quite a clean takeaway here. Target locked in, stripped of it, but illegally.
Back here, please.
Collingwood's ball.
Thanks, Simon.
They need a goal. If Dennis Davey were on the coaching panel, Malcolm, he would be twitching very uneasily in his seat.
Dennis would have got with that, I said that.
Carousel has read this better than the rest.
Back here, please. Here's the mark.
They're just hanging on to the ball. Brisbane players running back, filling up all the spaces. This plays into Brisbane's hands. They might as well take some risks and move it quickly, because to this stage of the game, 40 minutes in, they haven't kicked a goal, so do something differently.
Right.
Maxwell gives it back to Carousel. No one wants to take the kick into the 50. Here's Wakeland out of defence.
What, you mean you kick no goals per half doing it this way?
I don't think they'll kick a lot doing it this way. I can't tell you this, Melbourne, that the last time they were goalless at half-time was round 22 of 1981. They're headed in that direction at the moment, but they'll probably talk them into kicking one. Row Blazers. Swan had the sit, just couldn't grab it.
There's no one in one half of the ground team at the moment.
And Brisbane on the rebound. Brown giving it off. Nothing. Now Sherman. Mown down. Terrific touch ball. He wins the prize.
It was a bit hard for Sherman because he was waiting to see who he could kick it to.
Rowe looks to Burns. Good use of the body by Johnson. Experience. Now Lappin. Pops it over the top to Voss. This Brisbane machine is looking ominous. They're huntering impacts. They're running hard. Now look at this. Loose man at half forward is Scott. Oh, he bravely stood his ground. That takes a lot of courage. As he goes into the umpire.
You wouldn't expect anything less from a Scott.
He's lucky Fanning was a basketballer. Perhaps not more experienced in contact sport.
Brisbane has still got it. Power loads up from 50. Point.
I must say that crowd noise is sensational, isn't it? The Brisbane people are right into this team now. They've got their premiership players back. They've got their youngsters. It is a very noisy stadium.
They actually warned Nigel Lappin down below. I didn't know that he was about to be nailed.
They did. They gave him warning. Nigel was just walking, and they're saying, you better kick it, you're going to get crunched.
Mr. Giacomo. He hasn't got the right in the kick. Bradshaw still goes. Got 5 by quarter time last week. That is a high ball. Brown and Clement. Clement did okay. Presti swapped. Buckley. Same thing. Snapping by Brisbane in their forward 50 is as good as you'll see.
You broke the footy off him. He no longer had the footy.
There he is. There's the play. He thought about the handball and changed his mind. He's pulled back. He had an option to go further. He's got the ball.
Hold! Arms around!
They're fanning short to Clement. Goes the long option. Carousel sandwiched between 2 lines. And subsequently Brisbane went out again. Powers having a field day. He's got a few mates. There's one of them, Lappin. He goes short to Sherman. Now Corey. The lead from Charman is free from Fanning. And Jamie Charman is on a pretty tight angle. He'll be kicking for about 35 from goal. It's a testing.
You see young Fanning on the mark there, really breathing in deep. 3 Collingwood players chasing them were really spent. Brisbane have won back the ball, and all the Collingwood players were very tired.
Jamie Charman playing just his 3rd game for the season. He's made a very good fist of it. Well, this is looking nasty.
Well, I mean, with Collingwood now, we've got to do is start kicking the ball better, I think. More so than anything else, probably their finishing skills and their quick finishing skills have just let them down in this first half so far.
Much inside the forward 50, just, well, you can see there, 11-2 domination. Collingwood aren't helping their own cause because they're not moving in quickly enough to give Travis Cloak and Tarrant an opportunity.
Bryce Johnson. Sherman. It's becoming a procession. Nothing. Just beyond his reach, I think. Men on the mark at about 53. Barney has targets killing him. And Simon Black, who of course won the Norm Smith medal in Brisbane's 2nd premiership win over Collingwood in 2003, can have a go.
In fact, there's only one man of 3 to have won a Norm Smith, a premiership, and a Brownlow. Can you name the other 2?
I'll get Malcolm to do that after this kick. After the block.
Yes, James Hall. So,
Well, this is a mismatch of serious proportion.
it certainly looks that way at the moment, Tim. Yes, here he is. Highly decorated player. Lovely kick. They are in good form, Brisbane.
The Gannett crowd going mad. It's the Lions 52, Collingwood 5. As I said, 3 men only have won the Brownlow, the premiership, and the Norm Smith. Black's run. Malcolm Blight, Robert Walls, and come up the other 2. As the Lions come again. Sherman to Curry. He pumps it long. Merritt's run out with Wakeland. Wakeland can't take them up. Merritt off the ground. Is it good enough? No.
Set it round.
He's a man back there. Mick Malthouse has taken Fanning off, and Cameron Cloak comes on to do the ruck work. Just over the line when they're connected with the lead, I think.
The Skinner. Not a bad result. Burns. Maxwell. The pressure is inexorable. Irresistible. Brown. Sherman. McGrath under and he'll be swamped. Merritt there. Clement. Collingwood hold up for a moment, but not for long. Scott. Nothing there. Maxwell. And respite for Collingwood. Mercuria in some space. Pressure told from McGrath. I think he's been penalised. Didn't look to be much contact. But it's Collingwood's ball. Mercuria gets to Cameron Cloak.
Cloak to the wing. Tarrant. Oh, beautifully done by Johnson. Again, just used his body professionally. Stood up in the tackle and got it to power to Black. Looks for the lead from Merritt. Can't take the mark. There's a few Maggies there. Clement taps to Wakeland. Back to Tarrant on the wing and takes a good mark. Tarrant short. And mark's taken by Mercuria.
Just being overpowered. Why don't they need a goal, don't they? Just some sort of fill-up.
To Burns, he's scored by Power. And Brisbane win it back again. Looks for Ackermanis. That's a free kick.
That's a definite free kick. Ackermanis is frustrated.
That's another free kick.
Yeah, Ackermanis is down on his normal disposals to the halfway line. He hasn't kicked a goal, and Brady Holland is starting to take the points. So he's just got to keep his cool as Ackermanis.
5 minutes left for the Magpies to kick a goal before half-time. They won't get it here.
Shipman and Norm Smith. Can you name them?
Yes. Greg Williams, Simon Black and James Hurd.
Thank you.
Malcolm Blight would have done had the Norm Smith been struck for those 1977 grand finals.
McDonald in the back pocket. Finds Black.
18 scoring shots to 6. That's the real worry. And the other worry, they've got just 2 marks in their forward 50, the Magpies. And their confidence is just dropping as each minute goes by. To see Buckley kick a grub is something that might have
So turnover there from Black. Put it out on the full. Clement on centre wing.
It's interesting to see with the two clubs, though. I know it's only one game, and Collingwood haven't played that well. That's what they haven't done very well, they've skipped it well. Young side. Brisbane's got their youngsters in there.
Ackermanis squares it up to Drummond. Brad Scott. His brother Chris out suspended for 3 weeks after a misdemeanor in the local league last week. Latham split the beans. Has time to recover and goes short to Brown.
They're just playing with Brown.
It's training drill.
Yeah. Jonathan Brown hasn't got an opponent. He just hasn't got an opponent. And here they go to him again. And Scott Burns is looking around. He's not Scott Burns' opponent, but Burns is saying, I'm going to look a gig here. What's going on?
Brisbane patient this time. Bradshaw, Lappin, Scott, Ackermanis running for him. Just couldn't advance himself far enough. Another rush behind.
Ackermanis has turned to Brad Scott and said, you should have handballed it to me because that's my copy.
Yes, but it wasn't really wet.
I don't know whether he could quite get into Scott's eye line in time. He was running hard, hoping to. This is a massacre. We're talking about Collingwood players being spent over. It's a reasonably humid night, even though we're in the middle of winter. And won't help Collingwood's cause at all.
And there's an old familiar face. Darryl White. Playing his 5th game this season, the veteran has brought goes up with a knock down again. Johnson, that is his 10th mark in the game. 16th disposal, and there's White.
And the crowd love him. They respect what Darryl White has done for this football club over about a 15-year period.
Game number 263.
Lobbing out wide to Peter. And now White.
Nice way to come back in the league football after what you've missing for the last 10 weeks.
A couple of easy ones on the chest.
And this is becoming embarrassingly easy for the Brisbane Lions.
Chris Johnson has pushed forward and nobody has gone with him. Nobody's stood out.
He's played on. He's going to play on. He gets passes to opponents and a kick a specky goal. How about that?
That stood out for 20 seconds. They are a run on Collingwood.
Partnerships already. We're not even half time.
It's almost hard to believe, but the chasing's just not there. The pressure, the incessant pressure of the skill of this team is causing them all sorts of problems.
And again, the hard running being shown by Brisbane. We've got players coming from the defensive 50 into the forward 50. That is about the 4th time that Chris Johnson has run from the back 50 into the forward half. And that time he finishes off.
They are witnessing a one-sided mismatch of a massacre. Collingwood goals close to half-time. Brisbane by 9 goals. They could lead by 12 or 13 had they kicked straight. Holland to nobody match. Johnson covers it. Holland got a useful foot in there. Still Johnson. Now Michael. Man Mountain comes at Burns. Can he kick a goal? No, he won't. And the locals love it. Collingwood 7 behind. Trailed by 53 points.
Well, that through this and get to half-time and just gather the troops, and you've got to change things around now.
I reckon he does, because we haven't seen too many changes made by Mick Mockhouse in this first half. I think he's going to shuffle his team completely around. Why not? They've got nothing to lose, and just put a new challenge to each player.
You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see if Chris Tarrant can play centre half back.
Yeah, why not?
Just see if he can set it up from the back.
I think you'd keep both blokes on the ground for the rest of the game. They're young, they're developing, they're big, they're hard workers, they're eager workers. Keep them out there. Don't have them on the interchange bench. Put one in the ruck and one at full forward and just swap it around.
Burns to Lucuria. And Burns again, trying to create something. Kicks in the direction of Swan. Corey got a fist on it. Hackerman's got an unkind bounce. He has another crack. Desperate stuff. Swan kicked his feet. Stripped by White. Sweeping handball over to Ackermanis. Good shepherd by Corey. Now Ackermanis. What will he do? Little pass inboard. A little bit fancy. Good tackle by Selwood. Maxwell, underground handball to Loney was clever. Now here's the chance. Lockyer at half forward. Unmanned. Can go on. Can go for home. Kicks loose off the side of the boot. Tarrant's there though. Can't take the mark. Plays on. Goes backwards and finds Buckley, who uncharacteristically drops an absolute punt. He plays on. Squares it up. Johnson's there. Carousel for Collingwood can't grab it. And now the Lions out of danger. Things falling apart at the seams for the Magpies.
And they go to the sheds without a goal to bless themselves with at half-time. This was their last chance, and it was a golden opportunity. It was gilt edge.
Chris Tarrant, average only about 2 goals a game.
Less than 2 goals a game.
Less than 2 goals a game. He's actually been a permanent forward his whole career.
He has. He's been the pea in the pot, if you like, the full forward or the centre half forward, the go-to man.
He's kicked 257 goals in 137 matches before tonight. So we start the third term. Lions by 53. And here they go straight away. Black, we don't mind. Straight to the ground. Why wouldn't you have a smile on your face when you receive the Sharon lace out?
And Jonathan Brown has gone to young Swan, the opponent of McGrath, and said, why weren't you within 15 metres of him?
I think it's a pretty fair question right now.
Well, absolutely, just too easy.
Yeah.
McGrath from 45. Did not want. Easily. Charman, Black, McGrath.
Excellent bit of ruck work by Charman. Lee Matthews starting Charman in the ruck in this second half. It was Keating who started the game. Charman coming off the bench. So those roles reversed.
Swing it, please. Just keep it close. You can bump all you like, but...
The Magpie agony compounds what an atrocious start to the second half. Cloak is rucking for Collingwood. Cameron Cloak. He won the first one, but Keating won the second. Ackermanis, Selwood, now O'Brien for Collingwood. Hard to get an easy kick if you're wearing black and white. Burns, Holland. Now Buckley has to run at this, and he has it. And surely this will produce the Magpies' first goal.
Turns 33 shortly, Malcolm. Will play a game next year. You see him spending more and more time up forward or half back.
Yeah, I think.
Like Voss.
Yeah, wing, half back, occasional one up forward.
Being very careful about this. Enough of the indignity for the Magpies. The skipper puts a stop to the nonsense.
Well, yes, it's a quick reply and pretty good jump in the end. thought he was a really good high mark. As he developed into his career, of course, he became more of a midfielder, but he was a really good high mark.
He won the Magarey medal as a marking midfielder.
Yep.
And I guess as the years wore on, less and less of it. What we're seeing is the Brisbane forward line. You can see the huddle. They just group up, and if they get a fast break like they did at the opening bounce, they've got all that space to lead into. That's how McGrath got off Swan.
And the Magpie drought has been broken. Took their captain to do it after an excellent mark. O'Brien to half forward. Mercuria wrapped up beautifully by Charlie. Good tackle.
Okay, let it go. Let it go. At the back guy, straight at the footy.
Mercuria being held. Did well to get boot to ball to half forward. Now the chase is on. Johnson gets there first for Collingwood. He was legged. Throw in, says man in yellow.
Well, the tackle does go down.
Probably tricked himself in the end, didn't he?
Yeah.
Ackermanis is there. Great pickup. Bowled over. Holland. Quick handball. Here's another one coming up for the Pies. Carousella. Oh, he backed himself and he's coughed it up. Dear oh dear. This took too long. And the Lions out of trouble.
Well, he more than any other Magpie should know that you don't get a lot of time against this crowd. Merritt, he knew Ackermanis was there, he just missed him. He was into the back of Maxwell. Was Acker? He's not happy.
Brody!
I'm afraid the umpire was right. So it's Collingwood's ball at half-back. When they had a fair share of it at half-forward, but messed it up again. Well, poor effort by Tarrant. Brisbane free kick, an advantage called now. Voss just treading water, waiting. Going for Brown. Takes three of them to subdue him, but subdue him they do. And he's gone.
Out for free! Jonathan! Out for free originally. Scottamaker to check the knock it in.
Trapping out the least experienced of the three umpires. Antagonising Big Brown. Now Loney on his wrong side. Clips it on the right side of the line. But it all comes unglued.
Corey's got a couple of shorts on. Oh dear. Hangs his head.
You know this hole in the ball? Have a look at this. There's Brown throwing his hands up in the air.
What can he do?
I reckon if that guy's... What's his name? I want to forget it right now. I don't bag umpires very often. But that is absolutely not knowing the game of football. He could go back to the twos right now. I don't want to see him ever again. That is absolute garbage.
Well, have a look at the boots of Jason Ackermanis. He switched from the blue to the gold for the second half. And those boots are made by his former teammate, Alistair Lynch.
I was about to say the Yumps have done a great job so far too.
Yeah, but that's...
Blighty off the long run. Black. Oh, he's cuffed it up. Bad mistake. But low misses.
Shouldn't go on with it, but I mean, you don't guess. He had to guess that. It's the most frustrating thing in football, I reckon, for footballers, spectators, everyone alike.
Got to say, on the evidence of the last 5 years, Malcolm, it's how they are being encouraged to umpire. Now, he was perhaps overzealous there, but it seems like a mentality.
With your two arms in the air?
Selwyn.
You've heard of the look-away handball. That kid who kicks in at full-back for Brisbane does the look-away kicks.
Brisbane just getting a little untidy here. Mercuria just missed Johnson.
Josh Stratton is a beauty of the kick-ins.
It's amazing how he escaped the radar of all the talent scouts. And the Brisbane Lions, for that matter, too, was on the rookie list for a long time.
Yeah, 22 years of age.
Yeah, some guys mature a bit later too, don't they? I mean, it's not all over because you miss at 17.
Bree stealing it off Powell's boot. Burns, Mercuria now, the goal. Unguarded, and it's home. Well done.
Tim, you said the nonsense had to stop. I thought it was a pretty good line when Buckley kicked their first goal. And they haven't, I mean, they've been belted, but they haven't played that poorly not to score a goal. And all of a sudden, a couple come pretty quickly.
The floodgates have opened.
been an all right play of the Courier tonight, I reckon.
Courier, 16 disposals in this game. He's 6 in the AFL in disposals this year, averaging 25, having another excellent match. He kicks Collingwood second. As Brisbane just a little bit fancy in the last 5 minutes. That's good though, from Lappin to Black. Great score by Clement, who again is doing well. Corey lost his footing. Couldn't find Akamanis by hand. Black has another crack. Picked up by Brown. Good tackle. McGrath taps it out, Black another go. Selwood, the high ball. Bradshaw's underneath it. Front and centre is McGrath. Akamanis, I can raffle it. McGrath wins and kicks the goal.
It was 1 against 2. They kept the ball alive in their forward line. He did. He knew he was outnumbered and he just tried to set Akamanis up. Great team football.
Ashley McGrath, the only multiple goal kicker of the night. He has 3. And Brisbane again assert their supremacy. Kill off any Collingwood fantasies of a comeback. Sharman rucking for Brisbane. Voss to Black to Corey. Notting misses. Adcock it was. So the Brisbane extravagance continues.
Voss
at 53.
Voss on the left hand is lethal. That's Black's 5th disposal for the quarter.
Voss back in the middle too, Robert. Interesting.
Long kick by Clement finds Loney to the wing. Johnson on the half volley. Got held.
On possession. Chris.
Well spotted by McNally.
Ben Johnson playing as a defensive forward on Chris Johnson.
Cloak bangs it onto the boot, into the hot spot. Michael's there. And he mops up beautifully to Powell. And now Roberts, who was a late inclusion for Lekic. Looks for Brown, who's had a reasonably quiet night by his standards. He gathers now at half back. Great skill on the left foot. How's that for a pass? From the big man to another big man in Melton. He's looking to dish off, he does. Back to the run of one, to half forward and finds Thatcher. Almost through it to Akamanis, who from a long way out goes for home. It's into the goal square. Oh, past the right angles. McGrath gets clean goal. And now the back line out of danger through slam.
That's the great thing about the shape of this football. Loney. Collingwood off the hook. Holland. That's a pretty good placement for Carousel. Doesn't waste any time this time around. Johnson. Burns. A long way to kick it around the corner. Just couldn't make the contact he needed. Drummond. Johnson. Fierce tackling by Collingwood's Cloak. Travis.
Got the hand pass.
Magpies working hard, but Brisbane good enough to save the day. And the skipper has that side of the ground just about to himself.
Kick to the wing again is perfect to Lappin. Powell's had 20, Johnson 19, Notting 17, Black 16, Lappin 15. They're racking up the stats. Inside 50 go to Lions again. Ball played by Wakeman. Holland takes it off the pack. Caught a bit high, advantage paid. Swan to Lockyer into the middle. Good kick and finds Cloak Cameron. Kick partially smothered. Falls to Buckley. Rowe to Tarrant. Hemmed in on the boundary. He's going to have a potshot anyway. He kicks it clear. To the highs tonight is the haul for Chris Tarrant.
How quick was that?
How unlucky is this?
Backspin.
Now the ball's been put out of bounds on the kick in.
That's all right.
And it's
On the 50
Carousel
then.
to take the kick for Collingwood.
They're just having a bit better patch at the moment, Collingwood, aren't they? We've got to ignore the scoreboard now. Just have a look, see how their form is.
Two Cloak brothers in the goal square.
Thanks, Whitey.
Carousel sits it up. Michael with the big fist. Johnson. Selwood's got him. Oh, he's got him. I reckon that's fair enough.
He had the ball and brought it down.
Stop the tackle, got to make it a
You
tackle.
know, to dispose of it, you have to bring it somewhere down.
Yeah, I know. Bradshaw.
That's a goal.
In all seriousness, I really believe that the Rules Committee's got that one right.
Yeah, I like the rules full stop. I agree, but I guess in the interpretation, that maybe just feels wrong, doesn't it? Penalising the bloke going for the ball.
Lampin.
James Clement playing on Brown, and Brown saying, kick it on top of my head.
Yes.
And he's gone to the two of them. And Brown's body was just too big for Clement to get an arm around.
And I think Matt wants to say, Clement's my best defender. I don't know if he can do anything about that because he's just used the strength to keep Clement away from the ball and then a little lunge forward. That left foot pass of Brown's on the wing some minutes back, just sensational, isn't it?
That's his 16th mark inside 50 compared to 3, Robert.
Yeah, right. That tells the story.
Yeah.
They've got 3 or 4 power forwards. They have confidence in putting it to. Collingwood don't have confidence in putting it to any of their forwards, and they should, because they've got to develop confidence in Travis Cloak and Cameron Cloak.
Unless a late target emerges, he's having a shot. There's just nothing to go to.
His pocket again.
It's nowhere near them. Bradshaw couldn't get into it. White was there as well. Magpies have it covered. White is ferocious. He says, I'm back. I want to stay here.
Stephen, you've been up here the last 3 weeks. Have you seen a goal kicked in from that pocket? I can't remember the last goal I've seen from that pocket. We used to call it a quadrant in the old days. This quadrant, this side. You'd understand that, Tim?
Oh, absolutely. Surely Acker's kicked 1 or 2 from there.
Even Acker's missed.
Have a look
Bermuda
at
triangle.
Have a look at the best fullback in the competition. Have a look at the size of him, Mel Michael.
Acker made a quick kick out of the power. Here's home. There's been 50 more. That's his first. He's kicked 1 goal free for the Eagles. And Acker is up to 24 goals for the season. 24 goals, 16. This last 2 weeks, he's gone 5 and 5.
I could give that ball in that environment to 100 other players in this competition, probably 500, and they couldn't do that. Pick up the ball off your toes, get it to boot and kick it 35, 40 metres.
And he knew he couldn't straighten, because had he straightened, the tackle's come and hit him. It's a 1/10 of a second, and the tackle hits him. He knew he couldn't straighten. He knew he had to get the ball on the boot while he was in that crouch position.
See, that was a bad news graphic for Collingwood. After being goalless in the first quarter, or the first half, they've won just 1 of their last 11 third quarters. Holland, the numbers against it. He copped it high, it would seem, from Keating. No sympathies up and about. Maybe he didn't cop it high, but he gives it back to him. I don't reckon it was 15. Doesn't matter.
How good's this bloke?
Goes to Sparks. Who will arrive first? Bradshaw and Preston. Beating Nobby. Now Mercuria. Hard working his own.
Why won't they give it a chance to the big forward? Travis Cloak back in the goal square. And I know it's just a kick, but he must be saying, what's going on here? Why don't they give me an opportunity to go for marks?
Heavy hit on Brodie Holland, but he's up and fine.
I think he was milking it pretty hard, wasn't he?
Was that a free kick?
Against Chris Tarrant.
Sorry, that's against Tarrant for...
Against you.
the ball.
Push it out. Get out, Chris, thanks.
So it's interesting, isn't it? Every player then looks at every other player because no one was sure what the free kick. Well, obviously the free kick was there, but no one really saw it.
Well, Drummond to Bradshaw, off his knee. Ball still in play. Selwood. There's the free kick, just off the ball there. Against Tarrant.
Clarkey!
There's Cloak and Keating go at it. Oh, that was thrown out by Bree, got away with it. Couple of lines there, Black.
It's actually a 3-goal to 2 quarter, so the dominance has probably just finished. The game's evened out. What we thought might happen in that first half.
And there's the Colossus at full forward. Jonathan Brown at full forward. Daniel Merritt out at centre half forward for Brisbane. Lee Matthews giving Merritt 100% of the game time.
Johnson snagged by Keating, well done by the big fella. A pretty good kick, finished up hitting Maxwell in the face. Here's Murray. A raging ball, now nothing. But it falls for Clement this time. Brown kept it under pressure. Maxwell, Mercuria. They're like a hungry pack of wolves, Brisbane. Loney. Collingwood work it clear for Rowe. Buckley. Nothing happening for Tarrant. He's not making much happen either. Powell. I think that was an accident.
I think it was too. I think Luke Powell's gone into the back line this week and he's thinking how easy is it to club here.
Black switches. And they're queuing up again. Drummond. Over to White, who looks for Keating. And he dropped the mark he should have taken. Sherman. Body over the ball. Guarded it nicely. Now the troops arrive, but Collingwood went out with numbers. O'Brien to Swan. To half forward. Good kick. Cloak. Good man. Travis Cloak. The 18-year-old. Looking a likely type, as they say. Looks for Tarrant, but he's horribly outnumbered. And the mark taken by Johnson, and that is mark number 14.
Whilst Chris Johnson's taken 14 marks, which is incredible for a back pocket player, the other back pocket player, Luke Power, hasn't taken one, even though he's had 22 disposals.
Which is the game high.
McGrath, the 3-goal kicker. Up at half-back, now Notting. Wakeland jolting the ball away, but Ackermanis is on the break. Dangerous again for Collingwood. Clement's done pretty well.
Malcolm, were Brisbane the best team you've ever seen, going back over the last 3 years?
Over that period, for that length of time, yes. I don't think they're the best season, but I think in a period of time they're the best 3 years. Obviously, for obvious reasons.
Yeah.
I think Essendon in 2000. I think Carlton in 95. Both super side.
Collingwood work it forward, but a bit of a hit up here. Keating, Buckley, won it back for the Pies. Now Davis, just his third touch. Cloak stood his ground. Davis has another crack at it. Good tackle by McDonald. The pressure from the large defence is relentless. How about that? What a handle from Drummond to Black. To McDonald. Breaks the tackle. Now Sherman. Big fist by Prestigiacomo. And he gets another crack at it. And now Lucuria. There's a chance for the Pies.
Travis Cloak injured in the exchange on Collingwood's half-forward line, has had to go off. Looked as though he might have copped it in the kidneys, caught under a high ball.
So is Cameron Cloak. Both the Cloaks are off injured.
Both hurt, I reckon, within 15 seconds of each other. Tarrant's had a hold. Free kick by Holland. Didn't have it. Brad Scott, not happy. Don't give away 50. He might... Holland might have let that go. Is that 15? No. So Swan has to play on. Mightn't have the carry with the left foot. Gets a result. Rowe from point
shoulder, and I'm not sure about Travis Cloak. They've taken them down to hide them both away, so I'll have to check on them.
Lowe does kick Collingwood's third goal of a miserable night.
Well, there's been a fair bit of play between the half-back lines, and that free kick, Michael. When he tackles, he does tackle. And here we look at this incident. Well, there's his shoulder, elbow, just got in the knee. Just wonder if he hyperextended that, Robert, by the look of the way that he fell across. And there's that falling ball rotates the mark and goes.
It looks like he did. And that's a shot.
guys.
Cloak trying to hide his face there, and he's grimacing.
There it is.
Oh, dear. That is a nasty elbow injury, and he is grimacing.
It's not elbow, it is actually his shoulder. It looks like they're trying to put it back into place now. And Travis Cloak, it looks like it's either his hip or it's just above his hip. He's complaining about quite a lot of pain there.
A nasty one, particularly for Cameron Cloak. As the Magpies working for it out that. The best spoiler in the business, Mel Michael, there's another one, but about 35 metres as Brisbane win the football. Voss, Sherman, Brown decides to kick himself inside 50. The big man picks it up, beauty down the throat of Merritt, and Merritt will line up directly in front, 25 from home.
Well, Jonathan Brown featured in a couple of passages of play there. The strong spoil by Mel Michael, and that's as good as a kick, but then they just go whack, whack, whack with a series of handballs. Voss on the left hand again, never misses the target, it just relayed on. He was ready to give it off, Jonathan Brown. In the end decided, well, I'm in the better position. And again, just a terrific foot pass to the leading Merritt.
Merritt gets it through. He's second.
Wonderful vision from Jonathan Brown. He's a wonderful team player. Measured it all very well with teammates outside. And there was that some hip or rib injury, perhaps lower rib.
And there's Power, who's just dominated play in that back pocket. Poor old Leon Davis would hate playing on him. If you go back 3 years ago, the 2002 grand final, poor old Leon Davis just had a bad one that day against Luke Power. He doesn't look fit to me, Leon Davis.
Keating beautifully to Selwood. It's an open 50. Sherman beats Lockyer, centres well, Merritt again.
He's a big body to move, Malcolm. He's going to win the confidence of his teammates with this sort of a performance. And he's maybe we've got a junior Jonathan Brown coming through here.
Well, one of the things I reckon when you're a young player, to really believe you belong, you need to get some votes. You know, you need to... And if you're playing full, you need to get 5 goals, I suppose. You know, that's where you get above the odds. And I'd still like to see him play centre back, but I'll say that for the last time now, as he lines up for his 10th.
I reckon Lee Matthews will be saying, forget about centre back. I've got an Alistair Lynch replacement here.
Sure.
Wait for the call.
Came to footy late. He's doing all right. He kicks his third. Brisbane runs further ahead.
Alistair Lynch, when Brisbane got in trouble in those early days, and even in the last 3 premiership years, Alistair Lynch would still go back. It was only his last year that he didn't actually play full forward most of the time.
Well, that's right. And just for the development, looking how close he is to the man on the mark there, just for his development as a footballer, it would be wonderful to see him play some games at centre half back.
Marks inside 50, 18-4. Yet Brisbane have only been inside 50 2 more times in the Pies.
I reckon a few of Collingwood's entries have been across the chalk.
Paul Acura, just read him forward there. Better give it back.
Davis to half forward. Back of the pack. It's all Brisbane. Drummond again to Adcock. Out right to Corrie. Showtime stuff. Another high ball. Brown's got the front posse. Can't take the mark. Prestigiacomo into the punt from Bradshaw. Picked up by Maxwell to Clement to Davis. Well, his kick misses the target. Fanning. Oh, well won back by Scott. Now Voss. Ball still in play. Davis gets another crack at it. Buckley. That's a beautiful handball to O'Brien. To the running Holland, who can go on here and kick a goal. No one near him, and Holland should convert. Oh dear, he didn't even get the distance. Carousel didn't take the mark. And I reckon that just about sums up the players' night. What was he trying to do? He was trying to kick a goal. He was running too fast or something. He just couldn't control the kick.
Well, this is his opponent who's getting the ball back.
And he might do something special here. Might be one of those moments. No, he's too far out. Here's Brown. That's Murray.
He will keep him at full forward, Duncan. Don't you pay the price? There's Brody Holland, who missed. Now he's no more than 30 metres out, maybe even 25. Just trying to chip it over the top instead of kicking through the ball. And this is where Travis Craig got injured earlier in this quarter.
For his third goal of the quarter. And fourth of the night. Oh, it's the Bermuda Triangle, Malcolm.
This quadrant is no good. It's scary.
We'll have to come up for a name for it.
The one up the other end is Economics. So he's playing that.
Ackermanis corner. That'll do. So time ticking down. And in this turn, it has been Brisbane 5 goals to the Magpies 3.
Starting him in at the centre bounce. Voss going out to the wing. Just real good signs, Malcolm. I think that the youngsters are playing well. Drummond to go in and McGrath, Corrie, Merrick.
So we start the final term. The Lions have won every quarter and they start the final term 66 points.
Arms around!
It's what's happened now?
Free kicks go to that man, Shane O'Brien. Tonight he has been pretty quiet. This is just his 10th touch, averaging 20 this season.
Magpies have formed a huddle at centre-half forward. Now they're breaking out into space. And he doesn't honour any of the early leads.
Kicks in the direction of Tarrant, who got both hands on the footy. Now Holland into the pocket. Buckley against Michael, who's just too strong. He goes to the other pocket and finds Voss. He comes out wide to Selwyn. Did he get a free kick? He did.
He's not likely the biggest fullback you've seen, Michael.
Certainly, there used to be bigger guys. I think Robert, 2 or 3 years ago, decades ago, but he's the biggest, certainly at the moment. Those old big slow blokes she used to play and run around.
Chris Johnson, lovely kick. Sherman just couldn't get to the drop. Clement beats him on the ground. Lucuria, Fanning got a big task now without support from the Cloaks. Prestigiacomo. Swan. Takes it wide for Maxwell.
That's it there, Sherman.
Well, this has been a hammering in every sense.
Hold there.
66 points on the scoreboard. Collingwood just 3 goals for the night. But of all the beatings Brisbane have dished out to Collingwood in recent seasons, in a physical sense, I don't think there's been anything more comprehensive than this. Power, clever spoil against Davis, who has not been able to make a mark.
Robert.
Look, I just thought about 3 weeks ago, Black was starting to hit form. He's played with injury. He missed early games with suspension. And I just think another bonus for Brisbane is that Black and Lappin can only get better.
Well, Fanning's hurt in that ruck contest as Brisbane win the ball. Voss wobbles one inside 50. Ackermanis takes the chest line. He will go back from the 48.
It's interesting, that kick out of a pack. I've always believed as a forward, as soon as the ball's in the air, that's when you start moving forward. Under pressure out from a pack.
A little elbow there from Charlman. There's Ackermanis kicks his second.
Generally speaking, the quick kick out of the pack will always fall short. No, 9 out of 10 will fall short. And this is just a typical example of it. Voss under pressure, the kick short, forward in front, go back and kick the goal. I reckon there's always a goal a game for every forward by just doing that every single time.
David Fanning okay. Let's have another look at that incident. Charlman and Fanning. Now, I don't think there's absolutely anything wrong with that. No, but you never know these days, do you?
Yeah, I think he's sort of caught him on the collarbone there. But young Fanning, he's going to learn that it's a pretty tough caper to play in the ruck at AFL. Basketball background. And this is a collision game that he's playing.
Thought they're going to drag it in, Jamie. Okay.
The tribunal imposed a 2-week penalty on Alan Didak. Wasn't quite as much elbow in that one, but we'll see. Burns can have a shot with the man on the mark 40 metres out.
Oh, wasn't that one of the best decisions you've seen ever? Didak's 2 weeks. How was that?
He could have taken the money.
I guess just for our Collingwood fans, Malcolm, you're being sarcastic.
Wow. Okay.
And for our Collingwood fans, this is Brodie Holland who can line them up from 20 metres out.
Well, he's been released from Jason Ackermanis, says Brodie Holland. He's done 3 quarters on Acker and worked really hard. He's tried really hard. They've decided to release the shackles, let him have a bit of a run as a midfielder forward. Ackermanis playing deep forward.
Third quarter, 30 metres out on the run, didn't make the distance, and then about 20 missed.
Johnson, another pinpoint kick. Finds Lappin on the defensive 50. He's off. A lot of options on the other side, so he goes up the middle and just couldn't quite find Merritt. Wakeland, ambitious handball to Swan, couldn't control it. Selwood fed it out to Voss. Only as far as Wakeland. He got for that to Lappin. Now Sherman into the pocket. Ackermanis. That is Ackermanis' corner. He won't get it on this occasion. Johnson kicked and then dealt with. Not a chance here for the Lions. Black. That's another taken by Fanning.
Brown was lurking. He'd already flattened Johnson. He was after that mark. Just couldn't get there in time. Scott. Wow. Couple of old timers. Now a youngster in Selwood. Fanning. Little tentative about that. Baptism up here tonight. Maxwell placing it. Right in front of Swan. Mongrel kick. Tarrant coming a long way from goal. Numbers against him. The world against him. Black. Great tackle. Now that is just about holding the ball because he didn't dispose legally, I wouldn't have thought. That ball staying alive and eventually spinning out.
Something just occurred to me that Prestigiacomo on Bradshaw's been good. They haven't been to the ball a lot, Robert.
No, they haven't been in the action that much. I think Presti is one of the tougher defenders to play on. He's done his job tonight.
Ball won by Lucuria to Davis to Lockyer. Bangs it long. Carousel, one out. Wonderful mark.
Had a very, very good season for Brisbane.
Go on his arms.
Just 19 years of age.
No, in fact, Robert, off balance, I'd rather see him put a fist on that, because if he spills it out the back door, Carousel's away. It's a low percentage mark, that, as a defender.
I guess when you're $10 up, you might go for it.
You sound like the kind of coach who would have dragged a bloke after he kicked a banana goal from the forward pocket.
Yeah. Well, no, I think you can learn some bad habits in big wins.
Bradshaw to Voss.
I must say, not that this side for the last 4 or 5 weeks has shown that.
Voss to half forward.
I reckon the message from Ray Matthews at 3/4 time would have been above everything. Make sure you win the final 30 minutes.
Leads on from Merritts. And he's showing plenty tonight. Big Red. Looks for Ackermanis. He's staged. He might still get there. But Maxwell does the job and concedes the rush behind.
This team tonight has some size, doesn't it? With the two ruckmen, Charman and Keating, back together again. Merritt, Brown, Michael.
Chuck in Bradshaw.
With Lepage to come back in.
Davis to Buckley. Chance for Collingwood.
Best spoiler in the game. We've just witnessed the best spoiler in the game doing one of the most difficult spoils when you're running back with the flight of the ball. And that takes courage and skill to flip that one back like that.
Well, I think he is equal to a bloke who I never thought would ever get beaten in that regard. That was Bruce Doyle, a teammate of yours.
Yes, yeah.
Great spoilers.
Right to Black. Kicks it out in the direction of Lappin, who gathers. Almost in slow motion. Looks for Ackermanis. Oh, he's dropped it. Ackermanis corner not proving all that fruitful tonight for the Brownlow medalist.
It's Jamie! David, eyes on the footy! Just jump that 40! Eyes on it!
45 from the Lions goal.
Play on, Buckley!
Charman, the back door.
Holding!
That's a free kick down the corner for a hole.
Roger, mate, Paul! Round, please.
By the
Thank
way,
you.
earlier in the night, Robert Walls had Bradshaw at 100 Ks. He's in the record as 91.
Well, I'll tell you what, he's closer to 100 than 91.
Charman manages to spoil Buckley. Loney. Charman might win the contest. Squad missing Ackermanis. Lappin moving okay. Kicking okay. Kicking another goal.
Well, he looks to be moving okay, which is good news. I guess after you've had hamstrings as many as he had, each time he comes off the ground now, he must get worked on, Robert, and just make sure he's still okay to go.
And I think, Malcolm, with Nigel Lappin, as we can see in this, the game's well and truly over, but Lee Matthews is keeping him out there. I think he realises that, you know, Lappin thrives on hard work. He missed so much football early in the year. Even last week, when they dominated that game against Melbourne, Lappin had 13 touches in the last quarter, kept him on. This can only do his confidence.
Arms around him!
And
Free
even
kick.
though he's a veteran All-Australian Premiership player, he's a
arms
player
around
who
him,
needs his
John.
confidence up.
He's not a big body player either, Robert. He's not a crash and bash player. I mean, he takes his turn, as we all know, but he's not that robust player.
Pies work it to half forward, marked by Burns. And Collingwood's lowest ever score against Brisbane, that's the Bears or the Lions, is 52. That was back in 1999, so they've got to get a move on. Tarrant.
It's 10 years since Collingwood have won here at the Gabba, and team, 1995.
Their greatest losing margin against Brisbane is 60 points.
And you get the feeling there is a real delight in the pain they're inflicting tonight. Selwood to Black, who is right back. Here's Sherman. Here's Darryl White. Can he kick a goal and thrill the crowd? He gives it loft. Does he give it enough carry? Not quite. Lucuria.
Well, what's Darryl White then? He's actually played pretty well since he's been on the ground. He's showed a lot of dash.
Wants to stay apart with Buckley to Lucuria. Now here's a chance. Well collected by Holland to Loney. Tarrant at last. Can he do it? No. Those Collingwood behinds are giving this crowd a lot of joy.
Should have taken the mark. You know, he's in the box seat over the... He should have marked that.
I think if you look at his highlight tape tonight, there's a few like that, Robert.
McDonald does the kicking in. Finds Selwood and puts it back to McDonald. They got White on short. It's just come off. Rowe is ready to pounce. Voss. To Power.
Number 26.
Yeah, number 26. Mercurius got the game high of 28. Brown Marks, centre wing. Looks for Merritt, who wrestles with Wakeland. He did really get a fist on it, Wakeland. Past the halfway mark of the last quarter. Here's the leading disposal getters in the match. Mercuria 28, Power 26.
Darryl White going off and getting the ovation.
Keating and Sharman have been good. They've dominated Collingwood.
Where does it leave McLaren, who, in all fairness, has had a pretty good season for Brisbane, particularly the last 5 or 6 weeks? It's a tough call. I guess it's a nice problem to have with Dylan McLaren left out.
I think McLaren was put back into the reserves to give him a full 100 minutes of footy because he's been very much a bench player for the first 14 games.
Leon Davis in the Caracella direction. Caracella eventually getting his hands onto the ball, but not able to do much with it. Johnson, Corrie. Decides he'll try and cut them open. Not a great hand pass, it hung in the air. Power had to go and get it. Well done, Davis. Just held him up, but couldn't quite hold the tackle. So I'll throw in. I think it leaves McLaren as their third best ruckman, doesn't it?
I think it does. Who do you reckon is their best ruckman, Malcolm? Keating or Charman?
It's entirely different. Well, sorry. Keating's presence in the centre bounce when he's going is enormous. And he's been a great servant, so probably just in front at the moment.
I like the aggression of Charman.
Voss to another one of the fat five and Power. Clever kick to Brown, who goes on and kicks. A point. Just. It's his first score for the night, Jonathan Brown.
Yeah, well, when you win by this much, it's good to... Sometimes it's good as a coach, Robert, that one of your good ones is a bad one. Yeah. Don't waste one on this, don't waste another good one on a game like this.
8.5 minutes left. Collingwood still with just 3 goals. Johnson goes for Buckley. It's a good kick. Perfect for the Collingwood champion. It hangs a bit. And the Lions have been deadly on anything that's hung. Relayed free kick. Advantage called. Brad Scott. Perfect. Just ducked out the instant for Power. Plenty of options. Ackers thought about it. Left it for Bradshaw. Play on is the call. 1 out. Well, in a game that increasingly has been dominated by athletic midfielders, I think Brisbane is showing tonight that size still does count.
Yes.
Big one next week. West Coast host Brisbane.
A Saturday night game. throw for Collingwood to half forward. Brisbane have got the extra numbers. Oh, McDonald dropped it. Now Davis, can he keep his feet? He can. Kicks it inside out. It wasn't a bad kick in the end. Carousel couldn't mark. But he's been asked tonight to do the job on the key forward, and he's just too short. Hasn't got the size.
Well, the two clubs have been knocked around in the second half.
A throw in deep in the Magpies' attacking territory. Will be Keating against Fanning. Easily by Keating, just with strength. One out again.
Took it out of the ruck!
He took it out of the ruck. Did he handball it immediately? Or was this
Didn't look like a legal
overly
disgrace.
officious? And Lee Matthews says overly officious. Takes it. Hard to tell whether they get a handball on it or not.
Yeah.
Well, the umpire's on the same side as we are, and we couldn't tell, so how could he? What number is that umpire?
29. We're not sending another one as a bush over.
That's two out of three.
Two going to the bush. Burns goals.
You say something, Robert, I'm not.
Well, all I'll say is it is a risky thing to do for a ruckman to catch the ball at a boundary throw in today's environment.
Well, that's a little dinky handball.
It's a little dinky handball. In today's environment, I think the umpire probably got it right the way they're coached. I don't agree with it, but that's the way that it is.
A little bit of steam coming from Clark Keating's ears. Penalised for taking the ball out of the air, not disposing of it legally. Collingwood get their fourth goal of the night in the last 7 minutes of the final quarter. Joel McDonald had his biggest possession-earning night of his short career last week against Melbourne. He's arriving as a good player for Brisbane. And the pressure is still being applied. Brown. Merritt. Mercury putting his head into the tackle. Gets the free kick and advantage is called. Holland long to Carousel. Now here's a scoring chance for the Magpies. Lockyer on the burst. Setting it up for Tarrant. Burns can run on and kick the Magpies fifth, you would think. Or give it away to Buckley.
Well, I think what you've got to do here is go back to the Ackermanis tackle and you say, hello. Hello. It's just cool.
You want to get rid of the third one?
Oh, come on, that's not a free kick. Good heavens. Oh, let it go. It's not that important now. They're flogging them anyhow.
And there's the veteran Nigel Lappin. Had a good stint in the midfield for most of this fourth quarter. And Lee Matthews says go and have a spell in the goal square. We'll get Acker with the golden boots to finish off.
Free kicks 21-11 in favour of Collingwood, 6-1 in this final term. It's Brisbane by plenty. Collingwood trying to avoid some records tonight. Their lowest ever score and their greatest losing margin against Brisbane. Well, a chance is Lucuria. He's had a good night. He goes inside 50. Carousel. Power intercepted. Now Rowe. He's got Fanning on short. He plays on to Holland. And his kick finds Davis. 50 from home. No one on the mark. He can run on here and kick a goal. Leon Davis from 45 has nailed it. Well done. This is what we call jump time. At least they're kicking a few, the Magpies. They're fighting it out.
Yes, they are, Stephen. And they're on there with no one on the mark. Just practice goal kicking, a bit like a training drill, that with no pressure. And it just snuck in, just enough.
And in fact, I think they're winning the final quarter, the Magpies. winning the last quarter by 7 points, Collingwood, and that is something that Lee Matthews wouldn't be happy with.
Brisbane's average winning margin these last 4 weeks, exactly 60 points. They currently lead Collingwood by 59. Rowe working it forward to the centre for the Magpies. Power, Notting, and Brisbane are away, and they look dangerous. Keating. Corrie, Ackermanis lurking over the top. Corrie would love to get it to him. Time for Acker to work a little miracle. Now Notting. What was Acker unhappy about?
He's going crooked, young Sherman. I think he was in the wrong position. Or...
Well, Acker was free, and all Sherman had to do was lead away from Acker, and Acker had a really, really easy way to the goals. I mean, what he's telling him is absolutely right. I mean, it's not only about you, it's about team. I don't think Acker was being unfair then. Don't just stand there. Take your player away with you.
Tim Notting can kick them from here. Man on the mark just inside 50.
Thank you.
And that looks good off the boot. Looks good all the way. Again, the Lions lead is out beyond 10 goals.
And with the retirements last year of players like McRae and Hart, Lynch, Martin Pike getting dropped from the side, it's just given a bloke like Tim Notting an opportunity to be a starting 18 player, something that he hasn't been in his first 5 years at this club.
Yeah, that was just Acker pretty loudly at his teammate, but I think Acker was right there. I mean, play smart. Play smart for the young fella. Good lesson.
Quick kick by Rowe, ineffective. It's Brad Scott. On to the left, to the 50, Brown in front, solid. Not much Clement could do about that. He wheels onto his right. Looks for Big Charman. It's further than him. Bradshaw tapped it out in front to Charman. He's got a month of Sundays to do something here. Almost blind turned himself. Got it to Black in Ackermanis' corner. He squares it up. Scott again. Easy. Right foot snap. There's a goal. They've had 12 goal kickers tonight, the Brisbane Lions. They've really shared it around. And in the end, a little bit too easy for Brad Scott. A little elbow thrown in there for good measure.
Oh, I thought it was a hand, just a push-off, Stephen, rather than an elbow.
And his brother Chris suspended for 3 weeks, playing for the Brisbane Reserve, so he won't be happy with that.
It's a great snap.
And the Lions are winning the quarter again, Rob.
Yes, so that's important.
Charman and Fanning. Black. He's had some footy tonight. Voss to Ackermanis. Here we go. Look at that cutting, incisive kick. And look at the result. Lapper. No contest.
Well, the nice quick break from the centre.
This is not doing their percentage any harm right now, Rob.
No, just terrific for them.
This is going to put them probably third highest in the comp with percentage. And that is going to be very, very important, as we all know, from the position they come from.
Well, this is a team that after 10 games had won 3. They're at their lowest ebb for years, and they've just pulled themselves out. Interesting, these 2 players here. Bradshaw hasn't kicked a goal.
Yeah.
Last week he kicked 9. So what you've got to say, in a team that's kicked 18 goals, Prestigiacomo's performance has been quite outstanding.
Corrie plays a bit of tunnel ball. Black gets it again. Pops it over the top. Ackermanis will get his third. No, he doesn't. He has missed a soda. He has kicked 2 goals for tonight, Jason Ackermanis.
Sherman made sure he gave it to him.
Captain.
Yeah, it's a good call. Fascinating. Hey, what about early in the season? Both of these teams finished bottom. Were on the bottom. It's a fair comeback, isn't it? The difference now from early in the season.
Yeah. Brisbane have been terrific in the last 5 minutes. It's as though that prospect of losing a corner was ringing in their ears, and they've just raised the bar. There's Burns for Collingwood. Just got the kick in time. Scott leads the race. Egan with him. But Scott with plenty of supporters. Adcock to Drummond. Now Sherman.
I think we should have used Egan more tonight. Yeah, I thought they would have used Egan a lot more. I thought 2 weeks ago when we saw them play up in Sydney, Egan was quite good.
Drummond to Power. Both left footers. Drummond can use his now.
Yes!
And it is a long, good boot that he has. Here's a. Can he have another go? There is such a thing as too easy for him. That was a perfect pass.
This is a big stick for Preston, isn't it? As soon as you mention it, his opponent looks like he'll kick a goal, but this is the man who last week kicked 9, hit the post, could have been 10, and a record for Brisbane.
And 13th goal kicker coming up.
I wish it had been 10 because the record that he shares is with Brad Hardy, who kicked 9 against Carlton in 1989. I remember it well.
So Bradshaw gets his first of the night. He was about this time last week, but he hit the post as he was going down the top.
Here's the Lions next month. And what a game next week. West Coast versus Brisbane. That's Subiac arrival. Then they got the Bombers at the Gabba, the Dogs at the Dome, and the Hawks at the Gabba. That's not a bad run on the next week.
It's a good run.
Top 4, here we come. They're bad.
If they reach the grand final, I reckon this is the best coaching performance by Lee Matthews in his period with Brisbane. When you consider where they've come from.
Thanks, G.
Back to Carousel.
Thanks, here.
As Lee would rightly say, though, there's a lot of water to go underneath that bridge, isn't there?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
But there's half a dozen players in this team. If they walk down Burke Street, nobody would know them.
Well, Carousel has got to kick this goal to avoid Brisbane's Collingwood's lowest ever score